Let's see. Need to... Hasn't posted yet. There it goes. There's one. The other one will come through or not. We'll find out. Oh, I need to check and make sure it's in the categories. Oh, it's... What's that? Done this before. Okay, now it's at least in the category. Go ahead and post that. Post the other one. What's up, Astonarn? How's it going? Welcome in. How's it going? So somebody hit me to 15. People don't like me, guys. Yes. Long day, long glass of wine. Let's go. What do you have? Blue marble? Let's go punch our way back to the one. What's up, Jerome? Welcome in. How's it going? Cyber, why is he so low? This is one of the guys I actually can lose to. We're gonna try not to lose to him, but see what happens. I'm kind of my arena team's falling behind because I'm not boosting it. I'm boosting the other team instead. We're just waiting for the swap. But I don't think the swap will happen until we get at least the second character. I think then we can play with it. I'm pretty sure. What's up, the Great Right? Welcome in. How's it going? Please don't kill me. It's kind of rude. So I have a whole lot of Annihilists in my group again, which means I have to set a defense that's capable of playing against them, or I go 0-3. And I really don't want to go 0-3. 0-3 sounds not very fun. Being completely honest. 0-3 sounds not fun at all. Kind of getting tired of being the lone guy without the Annihilus, but also Annihilus is way too expensive, so it's just going to be that way. All right. Yeah, your Blue Marvel. Zap. So what do you guys think of all the Exalted buffs? What do you think they're going to fix them? What are we thinking? It's going to be a while still in the Annihilus? Yeah. Yeah, it is, JD. I ain't that worried about it. Like, hopefully, eventually it like fixes itself and we don't burst them all, but I don't know. They're certainly going to kill the budget counters. Do you think? I don't know that it's going to kill the budget. I think there's still a budget counter out there, guys. Do you guys know it? Has anyone talked about it? Reversing? This had Dorm there. Dorm should mean I should just do this. Be fine. I know it, but it's not sure everyone does. Yeah, I'm pretty certain there's a budget counter out there, and people are going to be just as upset about that one as they are the current one. Maybe more upset, to be honest. Because I think it's just as bad. Like, and realistically, like, that team's not getting much value anyways. It's honestly more budget. Yeah, it's bad. I was thinking about it, and I don't know if there's a character. I actually think it creates a scenario where the counter to it is more consistent, because people aren't going to make the blunder of doing the wrong comp, which kind of creates a weird scenario. Not my favorite. What happened here? Why am I so low? Who hit me? Who's up here? Who are these people? I know who Milo is. Milo and I go back and forth a lot. Which means I'm going to hit Milo on purpose, because that's how I play this. And... Oop. The Marvel out. Hit your stupid Emma. So yeah, I don't know. And I was trying to think, is there a way to fix the team now? So what do you think, like, where's the team go then? What do you guys think? I'm just curious kind of what you guys think about it a little bit, then I'll give you my opinion. What do you think happens now that they made these changes? How will the team play? Does it change the offense, defense? You know, some of those kind of questions, right? Oop. You didn't die, X? Come on. You're so low. Freaking jerk. Oh, you hit the wrong spot. Nice. I Blue Marvel. You're so squishy. So there is something that could happen with their changes, which most people I don't think realize will happen, because they've, and I also don't know if it's going to be live, which will be interesting. Because we saw, what did they say in the blog today? I saw ZKG's thingy. Let me look at their blog and what they said. Did they say? Did they release a blog? Oh, yeah. So they did say stuff. They said... Storm Mighty's passive ability, Weather God, this now prevents enemies from gaining speed up until Storm Mighty takes a turn, which that's good. Her passive also prevents enemies from applying battlefield effects on the enemy side if any enemy character has exposed. That's the problematic one. These updates are only are active in Cosmic Crucible, require 3, blah, 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 blah. This is the one I wasn't sure if they were going to go live with it or not when it was going live. So hopefully that's going to be fixed. That might be part of how they fix this, but we'll see. So I was thinking about him, like, actually, I have one other character we can look at real quick that might... What was it against? Dorm? People use Dorm, man. Get out of here with your Dorm. Oh, hey, you're live. Yeah, we just went live, Magnetic. What's up? The Mr. Good Eye. Welcome in. How's it going? Thank you for the follow, by the way. Appreciate you. Okay. Let's go ahead and boop all this crap out of existence. Oh, there goes your team. This is why you don't put Dorm on defense, guys. Goodbye. I don't mind people that run anything other than Blue Marvel. Makes it easier for me. Correct. Right, Magnetic? That would be correct. I was all the way down to like 15 or something like that, so we had to go retake my spot. I don't know if I lost training mats or not. Probably did. Not that big of a deal. So at least we're caught up there. We need to figure out what we're going to do for defense, because I got problems. Man, I care way less about clicking on this when I don't buy the pass. I don't even know if I did the stuff yesterday. Being completely real. I might not even done it. I barely did anything yesterday. That. Someone did point out to me, though, that they sold a bunch of biogear, which I did purchase, getting ready for the symbiote team. Because we need like 400 pieces of gear tier 20 minimum next month or this month, right? Which is a little rough, a lot rough, actually. It's a lot rough. 4 bio characters plus Maestro. Yeah, Exalted really did get buffed. It happened a little bit earlier today. I knew it had gone live. I saw ZKG's like infographic, and I was like, oh, we'll probably talk about that at some point. Not a big deal. I don't think it's a good buff. I actually think it's a very light-handed buff. I wish they would have done a lot more. I was really hoping they'd do a lot more. But I also think this team's problematic too. Because of the other conversations that we've had. This team, and Hellcat's not who's going there, by the way. I was looking at stuff. Also, they put those button back. Yay! They made a new bug, but they put that button back, so that's good. What's up, Storm Shadow? Welcome in. So that's cool. I'm thinking about, man, I just don't know what direction to go. None of the characters feel particularly good. They have broken the search function. Pray they do not break it further. Well, the search function's been broken for me for a year. Like we're coming up on a year now. But there's a new broken part of the search function too now. Now when I type in a character, it's even worse. Now when I type in a character, it does this, right? Omen. And then I go click on Ebony Maw, and then I back out, and then I'm back here, right? You can't go to the next. I even tried doing this thing with it. It won't even do this. It like goes to the wrong character. So that's neat. It's just like, nah. So I have half the bracket that I had last week, by the way. Mr. Zemister was in my bracket last week, and we've got a few. The only person that doesn't have Annihilus is Duster, so it's me and Duster versus all the Annihili. So that'll be fun. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough out there. So goodbye, Grandmasters. Yeah, it's fine. I thought I was losing GM last week. We managed to last one more week. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. The problem is I'm going to continue to verse them. So they made these changes, right? The problem is they're tied to exposed. So now who blocks exposed? Well, there's two. There's two sets of characters that block exposed, right? We've got Lilandra and we've got Warlock. Warlock's not good enough because of what he does, but Lily is. So now it's just Lily with Odin, but you have to protect Odin a little bit, and then Odin just wipes everything into oblivion. It's probably fine. There might be a world where you have to be a little cautious about what you do, but we'll see. I mean, I've done comps with no Blaster Thunderstrike, and I've done comps with no Odin, so I don't think this team's going to be particularly good going forward. Which makes me think, is it just the same comp I ran last week? Because when you start going down the world of how do you stop a battlefield effect, the world's not good, guys. They don't like giving that effect to characters. There's very few characters that meet the mark, right? What characters meet the mark for a battlefield effect? Franklin has a stop. Satana has a stop. Gore has the wrong stop. Darkstar has a stop, but she's too good. Warlock has a stop, but again destroys a team. Like Trasher has a stop, but again destroys a team. Like you start walking down that ugly path, it's all terrible, right? Echo has a stop if you're Odin, and the Odin is played by an AI. I didn't even know Echo had a stop. That's hilarious, by the way. Your Odin's played by AI. Oh, but that's not really a stop, though, right? It stops assist. Odin's still basic, right? Okay, fair. Fine. If that's the direction you're going, sure. What speed is CGR? Is CGR playable? He's too squishy, right? Like, he's just dead. Technically, he works. It's the cheapest stop we have. But I think he's just dead. 120 is so slow. He doesn't have the HP to survive to take a stop. Franklin's too fast. Like, it's such an ugly scenario. Malekith would have been perfect, but they made Malekith trash, right? He would have been a perfect character. He has a stop on the allied side, but the problem is it's tied to war. With 3. No, I'm looking for a battlefield effect, Magnetic. Like, Odin's probably the answer to the team now. Like, almost guaranteed, right? So you have to stop Odin's battlefield effect or kill him. Kill him is an option. Kill him might be the correct answer. Because Storm goes, Morph goes, Character 3 goes. That is a chance to just murder Odin if you have enough damage. Which means you need a high damage AoE character that goes over the top. Or, and if people do bad things, Morph hits Odin. Potentially. Which might be the correct answer on how you balance this team. She does, but you can stop that, right? You have, well, I would search more than one character, but we can't, so we'll just do Annihilators, and that'll give you the information. This guy. They did this. Yep. So it's just as bad as what they tried. They didn't try to fix everything. They only fixed the things we've used. They didn't actually fix the team. Yeah, you can't Nick Fury, but you still can Odin, right? And we've already seen, like, Odin other things work anyways. Like, I've done Odin other things and just done goofy shit. Like, Odin basically solos them. The only thing you have to watch out for is Odin is super high on the focus department. He's super high in the focus department, which means Morph will come for him if you're not careful, but easily fixed, right? I've already found characters that do that just doesn't work yet. Adam Warlock, you already work. Adam Warlock already soaks up Morph's hit. So, literally the only damage coming in is Storm, which is not enough to kill a character. I'm not even sure 2 characters is enough to kill a character. Generally, it's not, right? 2 characters hitting into Odin, probably a 5-diamond Odin probably doesn't kill him. I don't even know where my Morph is. He must be low. Like, if this was guaranteed at Odin, it'd be a different story, but it's not. It does take people paying attention, which, you know, once they've died to it once, they'll probably know. Like, people won't make that mistake again. They'll understand how it functions, and they'll do it. So, the team's in a really not great state. Unless I think Jubilee makes that difference, but I don't think she does. On this character, each Xmen ally's turn, apply assist now to either self or random Xmen. This is the character they should have buffed. This effect here, in this area, would have been how you fix the team. This should have been not just her, this should have been their entire team. Give offense up to Wolverine. Wolverine is how you kill things. It would have made so much more sense. The assist now mechanic maybe needed to be stronger. Like, they could have done things to increase the damage of this team, and it probably would have kept, like, dumb crap like Odin out, right? Like, dumb crap plus Odin probably still plays because their damage isn't high enough. Is the problem. So now, I have to figure out how to make their damage high enough, and I don't know if I can. It may not be possible. Because I don't think like random Franklin's enough to make their damage high enough. Like I don't. Maybe a random invisible woman could, but it's not good. Not every team does. Assist now is not stopped by everything. A lot of teams do. A lot of our current Crucible teams do, but I don't think they're the counters. I think they designed well enough to stop the generic Crucible teams. That's the one thing they do right when they do new teams. They generally figure out how to make a generic and generic Starjammers and generic New Mutants fail. Right? They can manage that part. But when you go anywhere past that world, everything's fine. that's where their customization stops, right? Have you seen them lose to New Mutants? I had a feeling New Mutants beat them. I didn't get the chance to test it because we found such a cheap counter that I never even tried. New Mutants was originally how I thought you would beat this team. The only thing that made me concerned about them is I was worried New Mutants didn't have the damage. I was worried because they block bleeds that they just kind of like survived, but it makes sense. I mean, you just stay away from Angel, don't hit him, and hit everything else, right? Yep. Yep. And he prevents exposed before his turn. Only for New Mutants though, so it doesn't protect like Odin. So Odin still couldn't put his battlefield effect if he wanted to. I can tell you, I put myself in a corner this weekend against iFlip. I had to send Exalted into New Mutants, and I got owned killing 0 characters. How big, Astanar? How big is your Exalted? Curious. Which I'm honestly leaning towards New Mutants' offense, by the way, guys. What's up, Chardonnay? Oh, you're on YouTube now? Don't forget you get your 5/5 symbiote 6 in war. I'm not worried about that right now. We don't have to do it this week, right? It's just when they're online. Crucible, Exalted, play Arena, no Symbiote 6. It's not War, is it? It's Arena, isn't it? It's Arena, and I just haven't been working on it yet. I will. Exalted's Gear Tier 15, Morph to 5 yellow, Storm to 5 yellow, Symbiote 6 in Arena, Crucible with Exalted. So nothing too crazy right now. 1 diamond Angel, 5 red Morph, 6 red Storm, and 3 diamonds on the reworks. It said Crucible with Riot unless they fixed that. That looks gone. I don't see Riot at all. Oh, it is Crucible with Riot. Yep. Yep. But that's the monthly too. We don't have to do that this week if we don't want to. I am going to put Riot on defense though. I do have a plan for Riot. I'm planning to unlock Riot tomorrow. We'll see how much he costs, what they're doing there. They did put up the milestone today, which is interesting because it looks more like the original milestones they were doing. So that's interesting. And I've been ranked 1 for 3 days straight. You can drop easily. All you have to do is go switch your defense to minions, and somebody will hit you. Somebody will move up and hit you. I wouldn't, like, if you really want to drop. I'm just not doing it right now, because, like, for me to do it, it basically means I have to I either need to use my cores, or I need to, like, purposely lose, and I just don't care. Like, I'll worry about that later. It's not something I need today. So it's not that big of a deal. That's interesting. So you think New Mutants murders this? I had a feeling they did. I thought they did. Well, and the other thing is, like, I don't know that Phoenix Force is good enough now. Like, almost certainly a 3-diamond New Mutants. Well, and 3-diamond New Mutants is free for people now, right? They're now in the Diamond store, so everybody should have them if they want them, which is crazy. You know, if that's what it's losing to. And that was my original, like, that was the original thing of what I thought they lost to. I wasn't completely sure. The only thing that was, like, making me, like doubt the kill was because Angel said this, right? He stopped bleed and heal block. This was the only thing that was making me like doubt New Mutants killing them. To be fair, IU Flip stuff was pretty big, but I don't think his New Mutants was insane. I don't try opening with Storm Special and ult after seeing if it allows them to recover. Yeah, I could see that working, possibly. Because that would slow it. You try to come wrap around your second turn and then put Exposes out? Maybe. Yep, on defense it's always ult, so it doesn't matter. Exactly. So it's just a really odd team to have to protect. This team feels like it has the same problems New Mutants has on defense, but it's a way easier, it's a way more vulnerable team. Like at least with Cannonball, it was tough to deal with Cannonball's mechanics. It was expensive, right? To kind of get to him. It required X, it required unavoidable characters and a very specific seasonal mechanic. You know, those were not free. Then we got better at it and we figured out Odin and Accursed are cheating. But that took us a minute to figure out. I still think it's cheating, but you know, Accursed is just too good. They made them too good. But you know, I don't get the same level of difficulty to the Exalted team, right? Not really. And it really comes down to the Exalted team just doesn't do damage. They just don't do damage. People called Accursed awful in the beginning because Accursed was very scaly, right? And everybody started with like 3 and 4 and 5 star characters, and they were horrible. You're right. And it's the weird problem of this game and new characters, right? There's a Shadow Kong. So you're saying I'm getting to skip 2 battle passes, Magnetic? Let's go. Great. Just what I always wanted. I don't even want a battle pass, guys. Like, look where I'm at on these characters. Would a battle pass possibly get me 100 shards, but so will a free-to-play unlock? Like, I'm not that excited by this team. I hate this team. I don't think it's very good. Much like many of the newer teams, the new type of anti-alpha strike, and for them to succeed, they need to be big. Yep, basically. I unlocked Malekith free-to-play via the store 2 days ago. I was looking at the free-to-play account I log into, and it was almost the same place royalty. They had 45 shard or 40 out of 45 shards or something like that on Malekith. Because I haven't logged in that account today, but I did the tower right on this account, and I did the tower on that one. I was like, what do I do with this? How do I beat this last floor? Is it worth even building the team? Storm Shadow in YouTube, let's go. So, thanks, Storm Shadow. I also appreciate you guys watching on YouTube. It helps get us our hours, so I appreciate that. Have you done the Scourge yet? No. I don't know what I'm doing with the Scourge Magnetic. I might just play it on free-to-play this time around. I don't know that I want to chase it. They were so, like, stingy on this part, right? On the top 3 milestones, and I've already done this. So, I might do this for funsies when Riot comes out, just for funsies, and see, maybe once we know the Friday blog, if we have another character coming or not, then maybe I'll decide what we're doing. I might do it for funsies, but what, you don't want to push people out of the top 150 to reduce the number of 1 diamond surfers? Psh, I really don't care. I could very well do that. I'm pretty certain I know how to do it better than a lot of people, so I probably could still do that. I probably know enough about this and have the resiliency to do it that I could fight for top 20. I just don't want to. I don't care that much. It'd be nice, but it's a lot of work. The Venom rework worked really well for me in the trial. So I'm waiting till tomorrow to upgrade. I haven't upgraded Venom yet either. Um, I'll probably upgrade Venom tomorrow. I'm waiting one more day. There's still no offers for him in any form. I honestly believe the debuff spread was actually really nice for DDA, but no one wanted to build him. I can believe that. On top of Carnage Speed and Striker Venom getting 40% speed bar on basic, he gets many turns. Oh yeah, I bet that is really good, Magnetic. That makes sense. Yup. Yeah, I bet he is really good. Which I'm planning to max Venom, but I don't want to do it until we see what they do with the Riot offers. If Venom's hiding somewhere in there. That's what I want to know. So I'm kind of waiting. You know, because they have done that in the past, right? You know, where they gave away the upgrade token. What's up, Raven? Welcome in. If they give away an upgrade token or sell an upgrade token that's like at the right price point, I might pick it up, but I need to know before I upgrade the character. And it always tends to lag behind like the rework thing, right? Like people like can fall for the trap. So I want to wait for that. But I do want to use Venom this weekend. I think he's usable. I think he's playable in a very specific... I don't think it's a perfect comp, but I think it's an okay comp. It'd be a much better comp if Quicksilver existed, but yeah, no, we don't have that guy yet. Which, I don't know if we're going to get the announcement for Quicksilver Friday or not. I'm hoping we do. I have a feeling we'll get Quicksilver's announcement Friday. That's what I think. I think we get Quicksilver's tower announcement Friday. Maybe not. I wonder. Do you think we'll have two towers running at the same time, or do you think the Storm Tower, like, delayed Quicksilver? That is actually an interesting thought. My Venom is 80, so if they're going to do that yet, $25 offer would have to be a minimum level 105 for me to think about sniffing. So you're level 80, so I think mine's 85. Let's go look at how much that costs. Gold-wise, to take him to... Is one of the... It doesn't sound like it faded. Magnetic's saying that it's a Shadow Conclave pass, which to me is a skip pass. Unless there's something else good in there. Like, there needs to be Gear Tier 21 or Gear Tier 20 I care about. There's going to have to be something more than just shards for me to want that. You know, Shadow Conclave is not a very good team. Like, they're good in war. That's about all they're good for. I don't use them for anything. They feel like the most skippable team ever. 80 to 100 is only... Yeah, that's not enough. 15.67. That wouldn't be enough for me to buy it. We haven't seen 21 in here forever either. Also, are you guys ready for the mass need for the One Piece? This one? Crimson Spores? You need what? 72? It was 90. It's 90 something, isn't it? It's 18, 25, 50, right? Per character, and then we need 3 of those. 18 plus 25 plus 50. 93 times 3. 93 times 3. I swear I can do calculator math at some point. $279. So I don't even have enough. So are we still waiting for War 2.0? There were different helicarrier layouts in the data mines. Why haven't they rolled those out? Seems like we got Warp 1.25. Beta Ray Bill and the guys that came in here originally, right? Said this wasn't War 2.0. Because I called it War 2.0, right? I called it War 2.0 and they corrected me. And I still called it War 2.0, and I still kind of do. And the reason I called it that is because it's more recognizable to the people, right? We've all called it War 2.0. But they have said that it was a baby thing overall. They got rid of the 3D carrier, right? Please give actual War 2.0 and be a version where I don't have to wait the last 2 hours of war while I'm at work to finally do my attacks. Yup. Player time value is very important. I would agree, Astrodon. That is a very important thing to me in war. I want to see time value matter, right? You want to attack when it's convenient for you, not around when your time slot's available, right? So I guess technically I need this. This is 200k. I guess I should probably start buying these, right? Since I need a lot of these. That kind of sucks. I can't believe I'm actually going to be out of these. That's interesting. Yeah, and I think it goes both ways, Astanar. Like, I want to attack at certain times too, and we haven't dug deep enough in the helicarrier for me to play, right? I have to wait for them to find it so I can actually engage with it. Like, I don't love that aspect of war. I saw them selling that piece quite a big pile, but I don't know where it went or if it's gone. Might have been yesterday. Not seeing it today. Let me try something. Back over here. Where's Groot? See Havoc. Rocket Lily. There he is. Oh, they took it down. Crap. That's not fun. There was an offer for like 150 of these. I wish I would have picked it up. Kind of regret it. That's alright. I'll just pick them up every day. It's not going to be that difficult to just spend some shop credits on it. Store is kind of empty today. Correct. I bought all of it, Astrodon. There was a offer for BioGear. Aren't you Bio? So I bought it all. I bought it all. I was at 400-ish or right around 400, and now I'm at 500. So I picked up 125 pieces. And the reason I did that is we need 400 pieces this month. They're being really tough on us as far as resources goes. We are getting nailed right now. We are getting absolutely murdered on the resource front because they're lining it all up, right? What I complete? Oh, I still need to go blitz too. Let's go blitz. Can they stop doing the oops? Can you guys get this offers too good? You only have 30 minutes to buy it. I don't even look at those offers. They're not even when I play the game. So to me, those offers don't even exist. It is what it is, right? But I do know of those offers, and it makes me buy the other offers less because I know those offers exist, right? Kind of a weird problem. What if they made War more like the Ryder Cup, where War Captains did single head-to-head pairings on day 1 of matchmaking, and then day 2 was a 24-hour war period, sort of like CC for the Alliance? I would love something like that, most def. So my issue right now is I don't think it's hard to get people where they belong. So that I think would be healthy, right? I also think clearing. I think there's a pretty fun little puzzle in having the solo clear a room versus throwing 25 meta teams at it, right? So I think that could be cool. I personally have, made the global suggestion through videos and things, that I think strike teams could be cool. Like, hey, a war captain assigns a strike team, and they can see the strike team on the other side, and that stuff like that, right? I think that could be cool. You could have a U.S. strike team and an EU strike team, and whatever, right? You could get around the time zones, because everybody that I talk to says war's way more fun when you play together, right? So it'd be way more fun to play when other people are actually playing. I don't see whatever offer you're talking about for a giant pile of. It was yesterday, Astonarm. Yesterday there was it was $25 for like 120 or 130, and it had Silver Surfer Breaker on it. It was a breaker offer. It was for the breaker event, but I don't see it anymore. I think it's gone. Because I think it was like resources for the symbiote team for the breaker event, is what I think it was. So hopefully it'll come back, but definitely is gone. I don't see any of the break. Oh, here's some breaker stuff. So I don't know if they run different ones each day, or how this works, because this doesn't have it, right? Boost your Daring Warriors, boost your buddies, tech gear. So I think this rotates. So I think when this one falls out, another one will pop up, I think, and run during it, I think. And that had a decent offer. So we may have to watch and see if that repops. And I think it was this price point, the 250. And the reason I think it's so heavy is because they're doing this. They're giving you 40 per, but the symbiote team heavily overlaps one piece. So one piece is much heavier than the others. I think it's like I think it was like alien spores and another piece. Any good offers today? No. There's nothing, Killshot. The store feels really empty. We were looking for something interesting. I was looking actually for alien spores is what I was looking for, Killshot. One of the things that we may have trouble with, and people may not anticipate, is the new symbiote team needs a lot of alien spores. So I need alien spores right now, and I didn't really realize I needed alien spores. Especially if you want to equip the Gear Tier 21 piece, and be ready for some of that stuff. I don't like the Angel Calendar offer. $100 for one character, I'm good. I looked at it, but yeah, to me that's not enough value. Calendar should have more value than a normal offer, right? And to me, that's like not enough value for a calendar to make it worth it. Like, it feels very mid. Yeah, $100 to gear a full tune Killshot. You probably already bought it. I wouldn't be surprised, right? It's this one. Where is it? Oh, did I close it? I think it's enough for a whole character. Here we go. It's 28 days, and they're giving you 35, 35, 70, 105. And then they're giving you crystals and purple 5. So it is a complete mutant character. But you have to acquire it over 28 days. What's up, Legendary? Welcome in. You bought that last week? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. Yeah, it's not an amazing calendar by any means. It is pretty weak, I think. So, not something I'm considering. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. They're doing a great job of not incentivizing me to buy. Yeah, I think right now, guys, like, what? Didn't I do this? I don't have energy. I have the other energy. Oops. Why are there T3 ability mats on the paid track? Why are there silver diamonds on the paid track? I mean, there's so many things in that battle pass that are garbage. Like, being completely real. No, not this one. The other one. I mean, look at the stuff in here. There's nothing in here. Woo, you get silver diamond credits at the end of this, guys. Watch out. Don't get too excited. Oh, hear about these dark promo credits that have nothing to buy. Oh, you want some dark promo credits that I have 100,000 of? Ready to buy those? Oh, how about some Elite 7s? Do you need any of those? I got 236,000 of those. Here's some silver diamond credits. Want some more of those? Purple T3s, like 35,000 of those. 354,000, sorry. Can't get too excited about that. Wait, come on. Yeah, I don't think anybody bought this. I don't know who this was actually for. This was like the worst battle pass they've put out ever. And that's a statement, right? Well, that's kind of part of the problem, Legendary, is you need them because you're coming. You should be getting them. I'm being completely real. Dark promos are not something that should be hard to get. Why they keep it that way, I have no idea. It's really not that healthy. They're also going, hey guys, you can get these costume credits, except we haven't updated the costume shop in 2 months. Yeah, you like my costume shop? Here, have some costume credits. You want some costume credits? I need dark promos too, but I don't put nearly enough in there. Yeah, I mean, well, and that's the problem. Like, they emphasize the systems that are broken. They're way too constrained for new players or newer players, and they're way too abundant for in-game players, like really in-game players, like multiple year players. So it kind of had pain points for both ends, and they didn't do a good job of making either excited, right? I was pissed when they had the blog and they were updating the costume store, and my last pass expired with all the costume credits unclaimed. Oh man, it's like 6K just to get the 5th star in Mephinodon. Well, and that's the problem, Faded. They did this intentionally because there's so many accounts with way too many credits, so they were trying to drain the pool out a little bit, right? Because there's accounts like mine who have nothing to buy. Like, I literally can't spend a dark diamond if I wanted to. I can't spend it. There's nothing here, right? The characters that I need or want are unavailable. And this is after I bought everything. I bought everything. I didn't need it. I had thousands. I didn't need it. I didn't even have to buy it, right? And so they had to raise the prices substantially because there's people like me that exist in the economy, and it doesn't help the new player. It makes their experience worse, right? Yeah, it's pain at both ends. Been there, done that. Do not recommend. Yeah, people in ZK Genes had a ridiculous amount of them. Yep. Dorky, I think, had the correct call that characters need to rotate out of the DPC, like who is buying Quicksilver, Stars, and Diamonds. I have no problem with them staying in DPCs. So Here's the issue. A character eventually, in the way this game is designed right now, and the way they're using characters, right? A character will eventually get a rework, right? It should. It should eventually get a rework. Eventually, they will touch these characters, and they will come back to life, and they will be a part of a team. Ultimus has already had that happen to him. Ultron's had that happen. Most of these characters, they have not done it to, but I think they're about to. There's a lot of them that I think that are on the cusp of it. So I think that is a system that needs to stay available, but they need to be better about bringing things to the system, right? And they should. Here's what I think they should do. They should start high in the price, right? Like stupid high. They should come available to the system much earlier. Like drain your resource kind of expensive so that people actually want to buy it. And then over time, like, you know, just like we do every other system, things change, right? Things go to the next step. They get cheaper. They move down the list. Now, if they get reworked, they go back to the top, right? They go back to the stupid expensive price because a stupid expensive price creates exclusivity. And that's the system that they use for this game for monetization, right? So it can be stupid expensive in the beginning as long as it comes down eventually, right? I got a lot of dark diamonds, but I can't use them until I get the red stars from. Yeah, and that's the other problem that people have. And I've watched Rem have that problem too, and I feel bad for them because they have plenty of the more expensive currency, but they can't use it, which is kind of bad. It's kind of not good. All right, well, how do we make a defense that doesn't suck, guys? Because I don't think I can protect Phoenix Force if people want to run. So now I think I can't protect Phoenix Force with their changes. I don't think. I can't protect Exalted either without a really good character. What changes? They changed Storm, Papa Woody. I can show you what it says. Storm got 2 changes, and I don't think they're perfect. So, Storm Mighty's passive ability, Weather Goddess, which is her passive, now prevents enemies from gaining speed up until Storm Mighty takes a turn. Her passive will now also prevent enemies from applying their battlefield effect on the enemy side if the enemy character has exposed. So, she tries to put exposed out on her spawn, right? On spawn, she puts one out, and then she tries to do it on her ability. You technically can prevent this, but to do that, it takes Gladiator, or New Mutants, Gladiator or New Mutants, and then they said they're gonna fix Orph 2. So Exalted's a little more protected now, but I don't think they got better. No speed up figured, so they stopped Fury Odin counter. They did stop the Fury Odin counter, but now I think it's just Lily Glad Odin instead, with a character that stops more from hitting Odin. And probably yields pretty similar results, I think. Maybe there's a little bit of like changes there. We'll have to see, but we'll have to see how that plays. There's a lot of question marks there. Also, New Mutants may just murder them. People were telling me in chat that they were, so they really didn't solve like cheap counters. And it made it harder to protect Phoenix. It made it harder to protect Phoenix Force. So Phoenix Force is feeling even worse on defense. They'll just do a Jeff fix. Characters cannot gain exposed before it can now gain exposed. Fix that in New Mutants. Is that the new Awakened ability coming out, Magnetic? Are we about to sell that Awakened ability too? Oh, you want your Crucible team to actually work on defense? We'll sell you an Awakened ability. Oh, you want that character to actually function? Oh, that I'm sorry. That I'm salty about that still. I don't like that. I still don't like what they did there. I shouldn't be like that. Morph can now turn into Jeff the Land Shark on his awakened ultimate. Be funny. So, how do we protect this team? Like, I don't think Odin protects him, right? If I put Odin in that slot, does that make them better? Go for an Odin Slapfest? An interesting thought. Want to have an Odin Slapfest? That'd probably discourage some people wanting to do Odin to me. So it probably just encourages X to come in. I'd bring X at that point, right? Though X is not an instant win either. I don't hate it. Might be okay. Cost you a character, cost you the accursed team functioning, which kind of is not great. Fixing Exalted, only thing that fixes Exalted is Nihilus. Oof. That's a oof if I ever read one. You either have a Nihilus with the team or use them on offense. That kind of is what it's feeling like, Killshot. It kind of feels bad. You do wish that Morph's ability was, you know, changing the character and use their ability. Be pretty cool. That would have been a pretty cool Morph ability. We don't have that, like, vector targeting, though, in the game yet. That would have been cool, though. Yeah, I mean, there's, like, so few characters that actually can play with that. Like, it kind of feels bad. It feels like they definitely made a mistake here. Does Nihilus stop battlefield effects? I'm sure he does, right? Like, he probably is that crazy. He doesn't care, he just kills people. Drain bots through it. He does. Oh, with the control rod. Oh, look at that. Oh, this character has a control rod. Cannot apply battlefield effects to the ally side. What? A pretty good effect right there. Every opponent you faced last week had Annie with Exalted. None of my opponents had Annie with Exalted. I saw Annie with Daring, I saw Annie with Fan 4, but Annie Exalted makes a lot of sense right now, which maybe that was their goal. I don't know. Have is a good cheap team to use with Exalted. I think Exalted's pretty trash. Which, Exalted being trash means Phoenix Force is trash too. Because I don't think you can protect Phoenix Force anymore. You used to be able to. They broke that. On defense, while his character has the control rod, any attack has a 25% chance to restart the attacker's phone. It's funny. Which, this is rough because, like, I'm going to see 6 of these, right? Or we're going to see everybody's going to do the same thing because it makes sense. Annie solves the problem that this team's lacking to actually be a team, right? And if they're also a good home for Annie, then, and it's hard to Damon that, right? Which is probably why they're putting Annie there. It makes sense. Which then becomes, how do you deal with this to even kill it? It gets real ugly real fast. That's fun. Did they finally make it to where I can't kill Annie and we're having a bad time? We just put everything back on defense and just say whatever? Is that where we're back to? I was wanting to set a real defense, guys. Damn it. Oh, yeah. My new mutants couldn't even kill a single character with Annie on against them. What wouldn't surprise me at all, right? You're putting a Nihilus there so you can't Nick Fury Blaster, by the way. Reason Pav is with Exalted. Pav's not a guarantee, though. Pav has a chance. He doesn't guarantee it at all. But Pav doesn't matter now, right? Because Pav is... They can't get speed up. Fury got killed. They murdered him into oblivion. You can't prevent that part. Yeah. What Major said. But they didn't murder Odin. And the problem now is there's not a single character that's reasonable to put with Exalted to play, right? There's not a single battlefield effect removal that feels reasonable, right? We have battle effect removals. We have Satana, we have Blastar, or not Blastar, we have Dark Star, but she gets, if they go for like a mirror match, she's just silenced, and you lose a really good character, right? You have Trasher, you have Warlock, you have... That's all I get. Correct. So Darkstar would turn Odin off. Turns everybody's off. Clears battlefield effects on the allied side. So that would... No, she actually doesn't. Yeah, it is. It's allied, right? Yeah. It's the enemy side if it's verse Yoda and allied on your side. You're talking about Storm? So Storm didn't get a shut-off, which is kind of the problem with the character. And the route they chose to fix it. It's the problem that they created. They didn't give her a shut-off. Which this is where the effect's going, by the way. Not there yet. So they didn't give her a shut-off, and so Odin just swipes. The only way that I can think of to make Odin lose takes the opponent making a mistake, right? It takes them letting Morph be the target the highest focus, which shouldn't happen if the opponent is doing smart things, right? This shouldn't happen. So Morph does 0 damage. Storm does her ultimate, right? So Storm hits the ultimate ability, which, from what I can tell, basically tickles. It doesn't really do real damage yet. Because she's just putting her stuff out. She does 400% normal damage. She does put exposes out, but from what I can tell, like, damage doesn't feel good yet because she tickles. If this character has 3 Exalted Xmen allies, if any enemy has exposed, enemies cannot apply battlefield effect to the enemy side. Yes. But the problem with that is this character exists. So it's very easy to just make it not exist. If you want to prevent expose, there it is. If a Lander is an ally, or this character has 2 or more Annihilator allies, while this character's health is above 50%, this character and all allies cannot gain exposed. So that makes the battlefield effect reasonable. So now you still need a battlefield effect turnoff to essentially stop Odin. Which I don't know if as like Franklin would have been reasonable if he was slower, right? The problem is he clears battlefield effect at 131. Odin doesn't even have the battlefield effect up yet. So that's not fun. That doesn't work. And I was looking through like new teams. I don't think Malekith would have been perfect, but they let Malekith not work. Malekith actually would have been usable. Omen doesn't have one. I looked. Shadow Conclave is tied to Malekith. Darings is tied to Night Thrasher. They don't have one. They don't have one. They don't have one. This one's tied to Darkstar, too good of a character. This one's tied to Warlock, the team doesn't function. Does this one have one? Or is this tied to War Offense? Doesn't have one. I don't think they have one. Doesn't matter, they're too fast anyways. Oh, he has one. Goes on turn 2. Is Damon good enough? I didn't think about this guy. He might be good enough to make an actual reasonable defense. And if people are just putting with Exalted anyways, do you give a shit? That might be reasonable enough. A wild idea. You probably do it like that. Make an island. Well, you really want Wolverine getting hit because Wolverine. But I like these two being here because these are the characters you're gonna kill. Wolverine you're gonna ignore. Damon you're gonna mostly ignore. I don't know. May not be good enough. The speed tie too. So it's a substantially different outcome if Storm goes first or Damon goes first. I already hate it. But it's a vastly different outcome. Might be what I do though. See, I think this isn't good enough either now. Does this just become accursed again? Lily Glad? Can you do it? No. Not really. Throw Lily out here? How does her early one go? On-spawn apply exposed to all controller enemies. This gains 500% extra focus. Lower damage resistance by 50% to a minimum of 50% on the enemy with exposed. So this just makes Damon suck. I hate it. But that is a mirror match. Would somebody mirror match that crap? I guess they could. Interesting. Huh. Lowers Franklin's damage too, which is who I used. Saying really what you want to do is butt up to them on their turn order, do damage. If even one character has it by the time he takes his turn, doesn't work. Man, Phoenix Force feels like they just murdered that team. They just continue to make that team feel bad. It's kind of wild. I don't know why they make they just targeted Phoenix Force into oblivion. I don't think you can save this team. Like, we had a pretty good setup last week with it, but it's just dead. Like, we were doing this, right? We did this. And this was a pretty good room. But this room is so dead now. And I don't even want to consider running it. So the next epic character feels required. Who's the next epic character? Do you know something I don't, Berserker? Oh, so do you think Phoenix Force feels good? I guess. They just feel clunky. Like, we left Omega Red in a pretty good state most of the year last year, right? Like, he always kind of had like a pretty healthy feel to the Crucible. I don't think that's true this year. Magneto has not felt healthy. Phoenix Force has not felt healthy. Like, the whole scenario just feels weird. They just made that team like instantly feel bad as soon as it came out. Like, it didn't stay long, right? It murders things on offense. It's great on offense, but it feels like it overkills on offense, right? And it feels like crap on defense. And it feels like it's a waste on offense. It's kind of a weird problem. So how else do you make Exalted lose? Exalted loses by running out of damage. Do you mind setting a basic defense for... So, yeah, I can do that. Not a... So, we'll do a criteria real quick. I'm going to assume that you have no Blue Marvel. We're going to assume you have no Blue Marvel, and that you have no Blaster Thunderstrike. That's kind of the normal gist of how I do an offense-defense. You probably have Sentry. I don't know that you have these characters either. And they're playable. I do like this room, by the way. I do like this room a lot. Exalted's unavailable, so Exalted would not be a part of that. Meaning, who should be defense and who should be offense? I have all of those. So, it's more about, like, what you're trying to beat, right? I know how I beat a Daring right now. Knowing that this is here, right? That I mostly see Daring Warriors available. I instantly know that I'm gonna have to beat Daring with a moderate to a pretty good team. If they put a character in there that I know I can kill, I probably Daemon it. It's probably a Daemon team. If I know there's not a Daemon, if it's not capable of being Daemoned, right? Then I'm probably then looking at like a Shark team. I'm now thinking like Shark, Darkstar, Blade, unavoidable, unblockable characters. Kind of those Quasar, characters like that. Breaker, I think Breaker's also in that category. Is how I kill stuff like that. If I see Phoenix Force, I'm probably using Exalted Xmen if I have it available. If I don't, it's a high contender for a Daemon counter or an Xavier counter. Starjammers is usually like my last team I usually kill. We're just gonna call it Starjammers because this is my trash comp that I'm putting together. If I saw Starjammers, I would mostly do like Blaster Thunderstrike these days. It's like Blaster Thunderstrike plus Emma and Emma, sometimes Omega Red, sometimes the Vigilante characters come out, things of those natures, right? Because I'm using your defense from like 3 weeks ago. I don't even remember what I had. If it's the same defense that Snack has on his account, I like that defense a lot. That defense is pretty offensive heavy. It's heavy on the offense because I think it has Phoenix Force and Exalted. And so we have Phoenix Force and Exalted, and we've got Daemon. You have Daemon. I think you have Fan 4. I don't remember if you have Fan 4 or not. And you've got Odin. You've got Blaster Thunderstrike. You've got most of the pieces to put together a pretty healthy defense to go murder everything. There's just but you're a little light on the defense side, which that's kind of like where you have to be right now, especially if you're seeing Annihilus at all. And the problem right now is there's 2 different worlds going on. Well, maybe 3 different worlds. There's the no blue Marvel world, where you're missing pieces. There's the no Annihilus world, and then there's the world with, right? You've been throwing MX and Captain Britain and Sentry both on defense, but I'm starting to consider if I should pull a curse back to O. A cursed on O makes sense, Astonart. It's such an easy counter to beat. Like, nobody loses to it. It does pull fast pieces out of their weapon chest, which is nice, but there's a lot of fast pieces these days. There's so many fast pieces that I just don't think the Accursed team gets the value it really needs, and the Accursed team still beats a lot of blue Marvel rooms, which is very valuable. Like, that's probably the biggest thing that the Accursed team opens up, is if people set bad blue Marvel rooms or weaker blue Marvel rooms, you pick up a team. You pick up a team because you like cheap killed a blue Marvel room, which makes a huge difference. Oh, I hate this. But if they do this, it's like Scream's Exalted me. You sent a screenshot of what I said last week. What you got? So this is what is said on JD's account, and I still like this defense a lot. When it's not versing Annihilus, it seems pretty solid. It's we've got Null in with Daring. I've got Songbird with the Accursed team. I have Starjammer straight set. I have the same room I'm running in 4. I'm running the Executioner with New Mutants, which kind of forces Damon into this room, which kind of creates some problems for them. And then we've got that same room I have set in 6. That's what I'm using. It's a good setup. Outside of Annihilus comps, I think that's a very healthy setup that you can one-shot everything. And so it kind of puts it in your pocket to put up just a good efficiency score. As long as you put up a good efficiency score, you got a pretty good chance of winning. I think. Kind of gives you everything you need. Which I think JD's like, I think we've only lost, I think, 2 matches, I think. I think we've lost the last round of every Crucible, and some of them have been against Annihilus. I think. It's done well. Maybe this is okay. What do you do about this? People try to Odin that? You'd yo-yo Damon it? Let's go. I want to see someone yo-yo Damon it. They might be able to. With 6-star characters, I could see that working. 6-star might be able to get it done, right? You'd pray yo-yo drops Damon enough? So you're saying I should fortify her by Damon? Is that what you're saying? Is that the world we're living in? I don't even have fortifier, but I'd totally do it. I used F4 against your room 6. That I could see happening. Let's make bad decisions. I think my Daemon has almost max health boost, I think. At 27 million. He's not low in health. But he's panic. Oh no, we're not max health boost. Because I've been working on this. Yeah, it is what it is. I'd rather work on that. Okay. I think we're gonna roll that. Wait, you didn't have your Daemon as fortifier for war? No, we ain't that cool at war. I ain't that cool, guys. No. I haven't found the matchup where you need Daemon to be fortifier. I don't play those super crazy wars. We go beat up on Plat 3 opponents. Poor Plat 3 opponents, I'm sorry. Apoc Brim on defense, he's fort. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Try to make it harder for him to die. Makes sense. I think this gives us the best shot at having something like legitimate. I don't think it's good, but this feels like the best chance of not a ridiculously expensive character. I'd still hate it. I wonder. So the problem right now is we don't have Quicksilver out, and Quicksilver is the next speed stat character that we really kind of need. We're kind of off on our speed stat versus speed bar, which I do think something like this could work, but I kind of need another character. This will be Riot eventually, but not having Quicksilver means that you can speed stat over this, which means that it just dies to Fantastic Four. The only good news is they can't have offense up and they can't crit. So it will reduce their damage quite a bit. I don't know if they win because of that reason. But it doesn't hurt them. That's for sure. They're all going to go before then. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. It may be fine. It takes Sentry if you want to do something other, but then this room's just dead. Right? It's just a dead room at that point. If this is just throw your Exalted at this because this is a guaranteed kill, you kill this room, which then maybe just goes back to the really tall room that everybody's setting, which is not my favorite, right? I really am not a huge fan of this room because people are doing the Gear Tier 21 guys are doing this, right? They're doing the Phantom Rider Minerva crap, which I don't think is a particularly great room, but it works. Do it. Put her over in the corner, and you put Magneto over by her or something, right? Put Phantom Rider here. She'd probably put her in the middle. Do that. So maybe this is the best you can do right now, as far as setting something. You see it with Minerva and Blue Marvel. I could see that. That's probably reasonable too. Can Blue Marvel even be revived? I don't think he can, right? Oh yeah, he can. He was revived against you. Well, I saw the one where against DNA where Nick got the multiple Freds revived. That was pretty neat. Phoenix and Minerva both revived a Fred. So that was kind of fancy. Which, maybe it's not even Phantom Rider. I don't know if he's the right choice of a character. It could be Franklin for me. It might be this. But I lose a lot of damage, which I don't love. It does pick up the Odin to give Odin a curse to full team, which I don't hate. That might be the better play. I'm still kind of like short a team, by the way. That's kind of the bad news about what I'm doing. Like, I'm really short a team. I could do X here as a thought and have a full Jammer team, but Jammers gets turned off, and it's not a guaranteed team that's going to work. No Daemon available also is a very bad chance for me to have a good chance against the Nihilists at all. But you guys are probably right. You might be with Exalted, right? Been revived Blue Marvel, and then Blue Marvel murdered your entire team. Makes it awkward for a lot of Daemon comps. Correct. Min does kind of help keep Daemon out of the world because most people are not pairing Daemon with Sentry. It kind of becomes an X solution, which my comp probably isn't strong enough to stop an X solution. It just loses to it, I would say, because there's not enough overwhelming damage in the beginning to kill X. I don't know. I don't love my Room 3 either. Like, Room 3 is not great. It's like forcing something that's really not built or not ready. It's not ready. I want it to be ready, but to make it ready, you need a speed stat stop. Probably because you have Hand Sentry. You know, Hand Sentry's Riot. Which Riot's not bad. Riot looks pretty good. He's 128. He's a tank. He spawns with taunt. He gives immunity to the Symbiote 6 allies, which means he gives it the Null and he gives it the Venom. The first time this character drops below Symbiote the first time this character or Symbiote 6 ally drops below 50% health, bury that enemy for 30% of their max health. On spawning barriers for 30%. The first time this character or Symbiote 6 drops below 50% health, reduce the duration of trauma on self and that ally. The first time this character or Symbiote 6 ally drops below 50% health, apply safeguard immunity. The first time this character or Symbiote 6 ally drops below 50% health, this character does not have trauma, transfer all negative effects from that ally to self, clear all negative effects, heal for 5% per, then apply death proof. So there's a lot of like reboundy mechanics here, which are really strong, right? He's got to live, and his ultimate's not bad. It's like Venom. I just don't know if Venom's mechanics are strong enough to keep them from being overwhelmingly damaged. I don't know if this is enough. It's probably me wanting to test more than anything. This may not be enough. So we'll have to see. It may not be. And, I mean, something I could do is, instead of putting this character here, man, you really just need a speed stat stop, though. It's really what it boils down to. Or speed bar fill. Is this enough? Would be scary. No. G20 Kingpin? This might be scarier, if I'm being honest. It might be this guy. He might be scarier than Leader in this scenario. Because Leader will eventually die, right? And then they lose their health. The only benefit of Leader is he buys time. I don't know. I think Sus is scarier. Probably something like that. I would think would be scarier. I don't think it's good, though. I still think it just gets murdered by something. Like, I don't think it has to take much, right? Probably. Do Jammers beat it? I don't know if Jammers beat it. It's tough to say. I do think, like, all the other teams beat it, though. All of them. I don't know. Might be just not enough. But it does give me the Accursed team. That's kind of the benefit of what I had going on versus what I have now. I'm basically saying the Starjammer team's dead already with this setup. I'm automatically committing to that. And Void Knight's not good enough, right? Void Knight's just not fast enough. We've tried. People still just F for it. See, the problem is, like, I don't think this shuts down F4. Like, even if F4 wants to, and they won't take the speed or the mechanics in there to deal with that. Actually, I wonder if it is X. Did Updog stop trying in CC or just had bad luck? Never thought he'd drop low enough to be in my group of 8. I haven't seen Updog in forever, Royalty. Does he still play the game? Well, we messaged him a while ago about a recruit, and I knew he responded then, but I haven't talked to him in a long time. So, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, guys. Let's see. How do I make that team lose? I guess it does kick that team out of here, though, which is kind of nice. I don't hate that. Because it almost feels like a force. Okay. I can get behind a force. Because Venom's not the smallest character. He's like 33 million or something like that, 33, 34. Kind of in that range at 5. So mine will be a little bit smaller than that. He'll be like 31. Sus is a little small. But Sus is also kind of that powerhouse. He's kind of is. It's kind of forced. I think that kind of forces it. I wonder if Jammers wins. That's the only thing I'm not sure about. If Jammers won, I'd be sad. Yeah, I don't know, Royalty. I haven't talked to him in forever. Is it worth trading a curse for X on defense, though? Yeah, usually. That's a kind of a weird counter for X, but it could be fine. Sus is Venom's little spore buddy. I think that's about the only thing that makes sense. Like, the only other thing that I could do that kind of makes sense, but I don't think it's good enough, is take some more of the Starjammer allies and jam them together. which duck speeds them up with speed bar, which doesn't get blocked by fan 4. I still don't know if Jammers just wins. Vulture? That's a wild character upon defense. Might be worth it, though. Problem is he's only primary adjacent. He's not all. There's like nobody that like screams out at me as like somebody be great. Illuminati might beat it too. Does Illuminati beat it? Soul might stop Illuminati. Might be enough. Do we data mine for does anyone with only 2 allies? Yeah, Riot's good. Riot's playable. Riot's a really good character. Riot's very playable with only 2. He has some 2 mechanics. I think it's in here, right? This is 2. So he doesn't apply trauma without 2, but he'll have 2, right? He'll have Venom and he'll have Null, and they both are superior. So he's good. And then a few of these are symbiotes. These are symbiote 6, but they don't require 2. So even if he loses a character, he still mostly functions. The big thing about him, though, is he's the rebound character, right? He's the one that makes them durable. Which I think this is about as good as it gets as far as like being durable, right? And it might actually be this positioning. You might spread these two. It might be like that. With a big riot there in the middle, so that these two are the ones taking the damage, and then your speed bar characters are on the sides. That might be the best opportunity. Anti-crit, anti-offense up will stop Fan 4 eventually. I just don't know if it does today. Without some more mechanics. We'll see. But that's kind of what I'm thinking, because that's what I'm not stopping right now. I'm not stopping the Fan 4 mechanics, so they still have their speed stat. So they go way ahead of me, right? They're way faster than me. You have to play behind their 5, which playing behind their 5 is rough, but might be doable. Correct. Yeah. So that might have some opportunity. That's what I'm kind of thinking about trying tomorrow. Which, I'll level Venom at that point, and I'll level Riot. We'll be up and running. I just haven't made that decision today, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that's my planned defense for today. I don't know that I love it. For reference, Fort Riot has Gear Tier 25 red is 22,849,000 health, 791. P5. That is not a lot. That is gonna be rough, guys. That is a barely playable character. I'll be completely real with you. What I view as a playable character these days is like Wolverine stats, which 30 million health is what I'm looking for. That's the health level I think makes playable. Which almost says you need leader. Oof. The good news is he's going to have barrier, which will help. That'll give him some more oomph in the tank. But yeah, I don't know, guys. That's rough. Like, you'll notice why I'm putting like Franklin's and things on defense. They have enough HP. It's not that they're like overly great kits, like doing stuff. Same thing with like Null, 38 million HP. I'm leaning into characters like this, 27 million HP. Because when you start creeping down into like this range, these characters, unless they like overwhelmingly like control the match, right? They don't do a lot. 30 million HP is enough on a tank. That's fine. Ebony Maw, 25 million HP is barely playable to me. Barely. Nova, I think he's in the 20s, isn't he? 28 million. That's with a diamond. 24 million. She feels like she does nothing these days, by the way. I don't know how you guys feel about your Starjammer team, but my Starjammer team feels like garbage. 23 million. So he's got the same HP as Howard the Duck. It's very interesting. It's also part of the reason I'm doing what I'm doing in the boost system, by the way. I am purposely finishing out the fear category. I'm done with health, I'm done with armor, I'm working on damage now, and then we'll work on focus and res. And then we'll move on. You know, I don't take the chapter boost into account since I don't think that's on the website. I don't think you're seeing the chapter boost in my stats either. When you upgrade a chapter boost, I don't think you see it in the screen. I don't think. So it's whatever this is plus the chapter boost, right? That's an in-combat buff, I'm pretty sure. So like when I showed you Wolverine, I don't think you're seeing Wolverine boosted by 15%. I don't think. That's 15% more on top of that. Any idea when level 11 purple essence will come out? I think I'm almost maxed. No clue, Royalty. Like, it is a very weird system right now. I am the same boat. So here's my boost system, guys. I'm no longer earning XP, whatever. I'm maxed in this, and I'm already maxing the category. It's very odd. I don't know what to think of it right now. I feel like it's missed its mark. That's 26 million HP, then 788 million barrier, if that's 30% right. And you can scale that a little bit more, too, because we'll also probably make him Fortifier. Probably. He'll probably be Fort. If you notice, I'm leaning a lot more into Forts these days. A lot more of my characters are going full Fort. Speaking of that, let's make Minerva a Fortifier. Franklin, you're also Fortifier. I like HP. Purple is probably coming with the Strike Pass. I don't think it's part of the Strike Pass at all, Time Splitter. The way they described it is it was something we compete over, right? The description's in game. Where is it? Here. Used to upgrade chapter boost from level 11 to 15 in the Age of Fear Chapter 1. Earn epic essence from special milestones, events, and offers. Which to me, this says leaderboards. Events is probably the very, very tippy top of like leaderboard events. Offers is literally selling it, right? So it's mostly going to be sailed currency. Yeah. And that's why I was thinking, like, so we have a few options for characters, right? We have Super Scroll, we have Leader. Super Scroll's less health, but I think Super Scroll provides more value to the room than Leader does. So that's why I was kind of thinking that direction. Yeah, Scroll is way better than Leader. It's kind of what I'm thinking too. I think Scroll creates more problems than Leader does. And there's not room for Leader unless you take the Duck out, and in which case it's just getting Blast or Thunderstrike. There was a chapter season pass data mine back in March. Oh, okay. You actually have the speed problem and speed bar problem that needs answered in there. Yeah. Well, I think people will try to Fantastic Four it anyways. I would. I would probably take Fantastic Four, and I would take Johnny. And as soon as you get, you would be able to eventually get offense up, but you wouldn't be right away. And you just try to outlive them. I don't know if it'd work or not. It might be interesting. But it frees up a team, which was a problem. I needed another team last week. It freed up actually a lot of characters. This freed up X, and this freed up doing what we just did. Freed up X, freed up Odin, and freed up X, Odin, and Accursed, which were all things I didn't have last week. I lost to Damon. That's really about the only trade-off piece I lost. I lost Damon, which that's a big one, right? Gaining those pieces for Damon might be worth it, maybe. And I don't love Damon, but I think we have to try it to see if it even is a reasonable answer. Because X might just go back here. There's a very high chance this is just X instead, but maybe this is good enough that we can at least give it a shot and compete. Because I think the compete right now is gonna be rough, especially when we have to verse Annihilus. So we'll have to see how that all turns out. I'm trying doing this while pulling Exalted to O, but it might be not be enough D. I think Exalted to O is probably fine, Astonarm. But I think if you do Exalted to O, you probably also take Phoenix Force to O, which is rough. That's what do you put on defense? It's Daring's the only thing that's up to quality. It's rough. Daring and Blue Marvel. We have a weird problems going on with Crucible. But I think we'll try that. I have 5 red stars on Magneto, so I probably should be running them on D, but I'm stubborn. Well, originally I would have told you to run them with Hank and Shuri, but Hank and Shuri don't really work well into Exalted. And it's the problem, Phoenix Force doesn't have a very good way to save themselves from Exalted and the things that make them dead. There's not a good counter to an X or a Shark that comes into them. All of that stuff's pretty open. So it's just well, Phoenix Force just pulls good pieces. It's all it does is it's pulling pieces off the board, right? Glad and Lily make them Exalted Pro smile. Oh, you're funny. Yeah, if you want to make something Exalted proof, you could take Glad and Lily in there. I mean, it might. It actually probably does, right? Because then they can't get ability blocked. That's kind of funny. I think my Phoenix Force got 0 wins in 2 weeks, where my Daring Warriors get a bunch. Yeah, Phoenix Force is hard countered. People know how to beat Phoenix Force. The devs are purposely targeting the team for death. It's what they're using Phoenix Force as the metric of, is this team good? So it's kind of just the result of it, right? And it's probably a fair metric. It just sucks that that's what they used. Yes. Not Lily, but Glad does. Yeah. Gladiator has the if Lilander is an ally or has 2 more Annihilators, its character's above 50% health, no exposed, no vulnerable, right? He has the exposed vulnerable combination, which used to be really strong, but we never really leaned in the exposed side of it. So now people are probably going to try putting Glad, Lily, Odin, one character to make morph attack them somebody fast, ideally, right? Somebody fast that can do damage. That's kind of be the comp that probably beats the team. Which I think it's probably Adam Warlock still. Adam Warlock seemed fine. It might be Adam Warlock Star-Lord. I have no idea. Wouldn't put it past them. Adam Warlock. It might be Adam Warlock Groot. Something that's just durable. Like, Lily Adam Warlock Groot might be fine. Just help Odin live so he can swipe everything to oblivion. That seems reasonable enough. Kind of like what we used to do with Starjammers, right? The only thing that makes it scary is, like, this guy's probably taking turns. And he might kill things, right? He has a chance to kill things. And the second hit goes to a random target past your tanks. Which could be bad if he kills something. Speaking about how Warlock Galactic Council will be needed for Battle World. Oh man, I can't wait to play with that team. I think this is why we should never mess with these special procs, because you eventually go down the road, completely forget a character counters it, and then uh-oh. Yeah. Well, the Lily update was kind of weird, right? Because it never really felt like it fit the meta. They just updated the character just because they wanted the Gladiator summon to do it. I don't know what to think of that. It was a weird design choice, right? What's up, Ashanti? Yeah, we're having a decent time. We're just talking about stuff. Nothing crazy. What do you think of the buff, Ashanti? Do you think it was a reasonable buff? Light-handed? How do you feel about it? I'm sure you already know the solution. I don't know, my Wolverine feels like he tickles people, but maybe it's having less than 4 diamonds. My Wolverine feels like he kills stuff, but my Wolverine's also 5 diamond. But my Wolverine also feels like he kills stuff because everybody else tickles. So maybe your Wolverine tickles, but he still tickles more than the other characters that tickle. How's that for a statement? Bring in the Exalted Fluffers. Bring in the Feather Dusters, guys. Jeez, we're stupid. I think they should have buffed this team more. I still think they need damage. I think they should have buffed Jubilee. Because she's really not good enough. I wish I could say Jubilee was good, but she's really not. She's so bad. Which, I was thinking about it too, by the way. If you guys are using them on the offense side, you might cut Angel. Jubilee might be the better character. If you're going to Phoenix Force, you probably don't need Angel. You probably should take Jubilee for more damage. Just a food for thought thing. You have a dream where you fight and it feels like you can't hit hard? That's how Exalted is. Since Exalted X-Men got released, I was running Professor X Exalted X-Men. Only one opponent was able to one-shot it. And fun fact, it was the only opponent that didn't have the green bug. I one-shot the one that I saw, Ashanti. That's interesting. I'm surprised they didn't do the Thanos passive. Speed bar cannot be prevented for Jubilee. That would have been really, like, fun, wouldn't it? That would have been a cool way to, like, update her. I also think it would have been cool to just make this, like, 2 assists or something. Like, I think they could have done something fun with this character to make her feel better. Because she just doesn't feel like she doesn't remind me of the old Jubilee. Like, the old Jubilee was so powerful, and this character feels like she does nothing. My opponent did a Lily Glad comp. Which, that's probably the new solution, right, Ashanti? Now that we've got the way they fixed this team, now it's an Odin Glad comp, which feels off. What do you think about my solution to the Odin Glad comp? Let's see what you think of this. And you get lucky and pull a 5D. You're a lucky man, right? Because I don't think she's available in the normal orbs, right? She was a part of that Christmas one. You like my anti-battlefield effect character? um, I picked out an anti-battlefield effect character. Let's go. This is the best thing I could come up with. I don't know if there's the only character that feels like it actually solves it is Annihilus. Everybody else feels unreasonable. This is the only one that feels halfway reasonable. Yeah, Damon's special, so it'd be his turn 2. So Damon ults, which Damon ulting is pretty good, right? Because he's now tied with Storm, so now we have 2 abilities coming out to hopefully kill something, right? Could potentially let Storm go first, and he's still got a follow-up character. If he doesn't, that's fine too, whatever. Then Morph's coming, right? So that potentially kills somebody, hopefully. So hopefully that helps a little bit. But his turn 2 wraps around, and that's when he'd turn the battlefield effect off, if he's alive. But he's also means that he's taking pressure off of the others. So hopefully that helps buy time for them to function too. That was my thought. I mean, it feels like every other like battlefield effect that we thought of like didn't feel good. Gore's the wrong side. Gore's enemy, which is not the right side, right? We need ally. I think he's wrong side. Where's my Gore? There he is. Yeah, he's enemy side, which is the wrong direction. So I think the only ones that like really like function, we have X, we have Annihilus, we have Warlock, Satana, Darkstar, and then there's CGR. I think is like the end of the list. Oh, and Trasher. All of those characters. The only one that feels like reasonable is CGR. Like using Darkstar feels bad. Using Warlock feels bad. Using Trasher feels bad. Using using Satana feels bad. Like it just kills those teams, right? Like that doesn't feel reasonable as a solution. X is like the only other character that, and X already didn't feel good before. So X still works. You can still go that route, right? Yeah, exactly. CGR doesn't make it to his turn. I think he just dies. So that's the only character that kind of felt like he might have a chance. And at least Damon's got some HP. Like, he's not bad on the HP department. Damon's HP is like 27 million, I think. 27.6 at 4. So it's not the worst. It just sucks losing the character, but I think that's about as good as it gets as far as trying to, like, fix what's broken about the team, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I did kind of go the route of pull some characters back to the offense side, but I am a little nervous about what I have. Yeah, it should. It should hopefully stop the Damon one, the counter to want to go to Damon. So I think that's good. I do think it makes it for a tricky thing to have to clear, which we'll have to see what happens there. I'm just a little nervous about not having Damon having to fight 6 Annihiluses this week. But it sounds like probably a lot of people will end up putting Annihilus with Exalted anyway, so it doesn't make a difference, right? Like, you weren't Damoning that room anyways. So, losing him feels not so bad. Your Symbiote 6 team looks boring. What's up, Walking Hey? Welcome in. What, you don't like my my hand sentry? What's up, Walking Hate? Welcome in, guys. What's up, Sledge? So, I'm sure you know what hand sentry is going to be. That's going to be Riot. I think that's about as good of a comp as I can make, though, right now. I don't think there's much you can do. Like, I could put Leader in there and gain more damage reduction, or more health, right? But I think Super Scroll provides way more value. Bringing Sentry over, or Emma, or any of those characters to try to stop other things feels expensive, right? Because then you're losing your Blue Marvel room. I'm losing my room 6. Like, to try and keep as many pieces like available to try to have like a real Crucible match, that feels about as cheap as I can make for a team, right? And get away with it. I still think the current Starjammers I have are capable of playing against trash. If we run into if somebody just has trash in a room, I think Starjammers can still play, right? If not, then Lily probably comes off the team and plays and does what I wanted to do, right? Venom adds speed to all of them? No. Venom gives anti-offense up, which I'll level Venom before we get there. I just haven't done it yet. Venom gives them the anti-offense up, anti-crit. Brawler and controller enemies cannot gain offense up until this character takes their first turn and lowers the crit chance of all enemies by 100%. He does give speed stat to himself. On turn, he gains speed stat, and on basic, he gains speed bar. So he probably is a striker, I would say. Probably. So he does have that going for him. Yeah, Null gives speed stat if it's available, right? He's got the speed stat mechanic. So Null's, they've still got that going. But I have a feeling the team that's going to try to beat them is Fantastic Four. I just don't know if it works or not. That's what I would probably want to try into this, is trying to murder them with Fantastic Four before they're up in long line with overwhelming speed, because you're not stopping speed stat, right? You think you can gear tier 21 with all the skill gear? I'm not recommending it, Astanar. I have a feeling that we're going to see some skill characters eventually. We have the Spider-Verse coming up, and the Spider-Verse is more aligned with skill characters existing. So I'll be curious to see what they do. I would wait for that era to kind of roll through. We don't need it right now, right? F4 will kill them 100%. Do you think they will, Ashanti? Invisible Woman won't crit, and they won't have offense up. Do you think they still kill? Maxed out? I don't know that I think they kill. Invisible Woman loses a lot by trying to play into that, and she's like most of their damage, right? She loses her crit damage and her crit chance. So she's much more like down to earth, right? Yeah, assists still are on the table. We didn't turn that off, so they do that, right? And I don't think there's an easy way to block that. Not really. Because they're a percent chance, right? How do they function? F4 Shadow King? Shadow King probably does. Shadow King's a beast. But I don't think that's that big of a deal either. Because now you're having to make decisions. Because I also have this room you gotta deal with too, right? Which that room's not a complete pushover. So I think that's okay. I think it's kind of a split between like 4 and 6. Do you think Starjammers beats it with one side turned off? That's my question. Can Starjammers speed stat only beat that room? That was the one I was kind of like thinking about with Riot. And I think Riot helps a lot. Riot gives them a lot of durability. that's kind of where I was like, I don't know if I think they beat it. Yeah, we'll see. Because Riot's, yeah, Starjammers are a pain. I agree. Like, I think I'm okay with F4 beating that. To me, that seems like a reasonable counter. So Riot has the extra barrier for him, right? So he gives him barrier immediately, which that's nice. Riot's also got the rebound mechanic for 3 of them, right? So that should help. That should help him rebound some of that damage, and he should help suck off some of that junk. He'll get rid of the trauma, and he'll also clear the silence. So the question is, do they survive or not? If they survive, then F4 might lose. I just don't know if they survive. It's a food for thought question for sure. And I don't know if Starjammers gets through it, right? Because they can technically get off of Riot. Starjammers probably clears his taunt immediately and his barrier. And Starjammers will get to do extra damage because they have barrier. Probably. We'll see how they release everything and what the pricing is since they keep messing with it. Probably 5 red. If I get lucky, it's 6. We'll see if the orbs are better priced or if the chain offer's better priced or what they do there. It keeps changing how I buy stuff. My plan right now is to 5 the symbiotes and then use the store to get the 6. Was my plan. Because I'm currently sitting on 2.4 million currency, but I may have to pivot. With the way that our resources are coming in, I might have to start buying Gear Tier 20 or Uniques or something along those lines, right? Us needing, like, what do we need? 280 of those, like, stupid, what's the bug one? Alien spores? We need 288 alien spores. Is it this shop? This shop? One of these shops. That one. I don't even have enough. And we need biogear for Maestro. So, like, I have enough biogear barely for all the characters. I don't have enough alien spores right now. So I may have to start pivoting my my plan a little bit. But I don't think it's going to make me buy more symbiote shards, I don't think. I'll just pivot on how we play. I don't think I want to go that route. So that's something I have to think about. We need a ton of these. So I don't know. I'm trying to be a little bit lighter on the defense, but hopefully still be a problem. Just because how many Annihilists did you get, Ashanti? You've been in the fun Annihilist party for a while. I have 6. So I just realized I'll be driving cross country most of this weekend and I have 0 time for CC. What's the turtliest CC defense I could do? My goal will be to clear 1 room so I get points and maybe a win if they do 1 attack. I mean, you can put all your mythics on defense plus like as many of your main teams as possible. Speed block every room royalty. It's about as good as you can get. What I was doing last week was decent, but they kind of pivoted it. I'd be interested to see what changes you would make to your current defense if you didn't have an Annie in your bracket. If there wasn't an Annie in my bracket, would that change how I approach this? Not a ton, I don't think. Because right now, the way I'm approaching this, guys, is I'm playing for 5. I don't know that I clear Annie. We'll have to see how it plays out. Exalted Xmen, Annie might be out of my reach. Because it might require Daring Warriors. And I might try to... I'm hoping that I can put up enough of a tough defense for people that ends up being play for 5, you know, so that I don't have to play that room. I can just play all their other rooms, right? It's kind of what I'm thinking. It's a crappy situation to be in because like there's such a deficit in there, but that's just what it is. I also have this sneaking suspicion with how I saw the bracket last week, at least my bracket. I think that a lot of Annies might pivot to the offense side. Stay tuned. That's what I think might be happening because the Annies need the Annie versus each other. And I think if one Annie's on the offense and one Annie's on the defense, I think the offense automatically wins. As long as it's reasonable. So, yeah. I'm sure that's going to be interesting if that's the case. I don't know if that's true, but I have a stinking suspicion right now. I don't know that. I have no proof. But I'm just going off of the scoreboard that I saw last weekend. On how I thought people were interacting. That's me guessing the fights and not knowing the fights. But I just have this like suspicion, and if that's the case and that's what's about to happen, then I'm gonna get my butt kicked. But what it does tell me is that, and I go back to playing a 6-room crucible, right? And then it's just efficiency, and then I probably auto lose. Do you need Exalted Xmen on offense to get credit for the command center? Most likely not, Jeff. We shouldn't. Usually when there are command centers like this, it's offense defense. It's very rare it's not. It just says play, it doesn't say one direction. Sometimes they'll tell us one direction, but they haven't. We've given that feedback quite a few times over the course of it that, hey, players don't like that. When it comes to PvP, we want to be able to choose our direction for our team. And so they've let us do that. Yeah. Yep. So we'll see what happens, guys. It should be fun. We'll try to play to it for the best of our advantage. And we'll see what happens with this. I think it'll be fun either way. It was fun last week versing, struggle busting through it with not enough teams and just having the time we had, right? I'm hoping it feels fun like that again this weekend, even if it's my own mini game, right? If I already know I'm losing, but it's still just me, hey, I want to clear and create trouble where I can, that's okay. I'm fine with it. Hi, DZ. Look at you sitting here. So we'll see what happens. We're right on the cusp of top 10 or top 100. Whether I can get back in there, we'll see. But I think that's about it for today, guys. We hung out for a few hours. Probably try to be on tomorrow. Tomorrow is War Day. Hopefully we have a war opponent. Last week or yesterday we had not a real match. We had a shell, which is why I didn't stream. I just hung out with people instead. So I'm gonna raid out. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the little defense back and forth. What you guys thought of Exalted? What you think about my craziness by putting Damon on defense? Nobody's on the category? Interesting. Oh, Tensera's on doing other Galaxy of Heroes. I'm going to send you guys over there. Let's do that. That's fun. That sounds like a fun place to make people excited. Let's do that. All right, guys. You guys all have a good one. We'll see you later. Bye.